Which ones would you say that are, William, the biggest mistakes that you see in young people doing financially, right? Is it like getting, for example, I don't know, into college debt, getting a car, or where do you see this biggest mistake happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest mistake is not taking action, and a lot of this is understandable. So there's a lot of things that you can do, whether you have really money coming in or not. Whether whatever your kind of financial situation is, you rely on parents or family, or you work part time. There's things that you can do with even a little bit of money that build a foundation, and so those things aren't being done. So like, it's really interesting. Basic things like using a high yield savings account instead of a regular savings account for people that are saving. Building credit, there's a huge misconception that, especially with young people, that if you don't have a credit card, you don't have a credit score. And obviously, like that's not how it works. Like your credit score is based on all types of debt. So there's other ways that you can build credit, and you can do it with you can do it very young. And there's a bunch of ways that you can do it where it's not like you have to take out a loan or you have to open a credit card if you don't want to do it. But it's super important because when you graduate and you go to sign that lease for your first apartment or whatever it is, if you don't have a credit score, you're going to have to get mom and dad to co-sign, and hopefully they've got a good credit. Right. So like it becomes a lot harder to navigate the world, and you can't get credit overnight. So, I would say those are some of the most common ones. And then same thing with investing. People kind of overcomplicate it, and there's super simple ways that you can just get started with $5, $10 now with some of the apps that are out there. And so that's why I say like the biggest challenge is actually and mistake is the fact that there are things that you can do when you're young that people don't do, and so they wait. And
Right.
there's never a perfect time to start, right? And so it gets pushed off and it gets pushed off. It's like, oh well, I'll wait till I have a full-time job. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, like now I'm in a new career. I've moved to a new city. I'm trying to make new friends. I'm trying to make sure I figure out work stuff. What's this 401k thing? What's health insurance? And they don't do some of the basic things that they could have done sooner. And it keeps getting pushed off and pushed off. So it's the lack of action, I think, is the biggest challenge. And just the biggest mistake that young people, but people of all ages make.